Hello, travel buddies! My name's Yang. My husband Yin and I just spent 18 days in Middle East. We've seen and experienced so much. If you haven't watched episode 1, check the link. Look. Not everything can be captured on camera. A lot of moments just burn into my memory. But I want to share with you every detail of our trip. So here I am, the narrator. Remember how we ended episode 1 with pyramid light show and dinner. After we were sent back to hotel, we went out for a walk. And on our way back to hotel, a girl around 10 and a boy around 7 started following us. The girl even grabbed my arm, begging for money. And she was like, "Money, food." You have to see that girl's desperate look yourself. It was so sad. And Ying had to give them 20 Egyptian pounds out of guilt. The girl wanted more, but hotel security ran over and scared them off. Our tour guide Nader told us their parents keep them out of school to make them beg for money. It was such a sad scene that I couldn't get them out of my head the whole night, until it was a brand new day. Today is way more laid back compared to the intense pyramid tour yesterday. We didn't have to leave the hotel until 11 a.m., so many of us got some extra sleep. We're hitting a couple of museums today, then we've got free time until 8 p.m. We checked out this morning, but the hotel's keeping our luggage in the storeroom while we explore. 30 minutes later, we arrived at the Egyptian Museum. We didn't go to the new Grand Egyptian Museum because much of King Tutankhamun's collection is still here. Yes, the highlight of this museum is King Tut. After Nader gave us a quick intro to other collections, we finally arrived at King Tut's display. In front of us was his organ container, along with some of his other treasures. Nader explained that King Tut had no real achievements. He died at just 19. The only reason he became so famous was that his tomb was the only one found completely intact, untouched by grave robbers, and undamaged by natural disasters. There were 2 separate rooms filled with his most valuable golden treasures, but I can barely remember what I saw. Why? Because filming was strictly forbidden. The funny thing was, 4 days later, I came face to face with King Tut himself, and I filmed him from head to toe.
We are rushing because we only have like 1 hour of free time, and this museum is huge. So we basically is running while seeing everything.
We spent 2 hours and 40 minutes in this museum before heading to another one. It's a 45-minute drive away. On the way, I couldn't help but stare at the buildings along the street, something I'd noticed since day 1. Many look unfinished, and some seem too risky to live in. Trash is just scattered on the roads, and the stray dogs are starving and thin. Cairo, once home to one of the world's greatest civilizations, now feels like a stark contrast to its glorious past. It's a lot to take in, and honestly, I don't even know how to put my feelings into words. We've arrived at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization. The highlight here is the 20 royal mummies. Of course, filming them is strictly forbidden. Ramses II, the pharaoh who built Abu Simbel, King Tut's grandmother Queen Tut, and the female pharaoh Queen Hatshepsut were among them. We stayed here for an hour, and it is lunchtime. We had lunch at Nile platform. It's a beautiful restaurant on the bank of the Nile River. Sorry to jump in again. After lunch, we were taken back to the hotel. Since we had checked out in the morning, so we had no rooms to stay in. But Nader was very thoughtful. He arranged 2 rooms for 9 of us to take a shower, because the rest of the day we were not able to access to one. We stayed in the hotel lobby until 8 p.m. and hopped into the van and were taken to the railway station, and we were about to experience the sleeper train. I'm so excited for the sleeper train experience. Wow, just look at this railway station. So fancy. The service is amazing, just like a 5-star hotel lobby. Our luggage taken care of. Stepping inside. Wow, it's huge and luxurious. Wow, wow, wow. This might just be the most luxurious train station I've ever seen. If the station is this nice, the sleeper train can't be that bad, right? Even though Nader warned us it wasn't great. Wait, what the heck? This is our train for the night? It looked like it was from 2 centuries ago. And then, after Nader talked to the train staff, it just left without us. For a moment, I thought we'd been ditched. But no, it reversed back so we could get on. Now, I'm really curious to see what the cabin looks like. Oh, it's not very clean. Here we are. This is our cabin. Oh, it's way smaller than I thought. And it's so old and dirty. This is our dinner for tonight. This is rice, chicken, I don't know what's that.
Lamb.
Lamb? The rice is very hard. So this is lamb?
Yep.
The lamb is actually very yummy. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is extremely hard. It's like a chunk of wood. Huh? Who is knocking on the window? Someone's waving. Oh.
KB가 호텔.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Anyway, someone's knocking on the window and they're waving. I think from another train. Oh, they're very, very happy to see us. And this sleeper train is like if you don't want to take flights, you can take this train to cover long distances. So I read the online review. Someone said this experience is very unique and they would like to experience it again. I don't know. I don't know whether I want to come back again. So the plan is after we have our dinner, the staff on the train will come to make the bed. We're walking to the dining carriage now. It's probably the best part of the sleeper train, except for the thick cigarette smoke that made me cough. But hey, at least it has the vintage vibe. I was looking at the toilet. I actually filmed it, but trust me, you don't want to see it. On the bright side, it was not too smelly because a strong wind was rushing up from the toilet hole. And yes, we can see the track below. And the worst part, you can see the yellowish stuff dripping down from the toilet bowl into the chute below. And the floor was soaking wet. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't water because the tap was barely working. Okay, I'll stop now. Let's get back to the cabin. The power went out a few times during the night.
Coming back.
After using that toilet, I needed to feel better so I kept my face mask on all night just to feel a little fresher. While lying in bed, I kept getting tilted up and down all night, so I couldn't really fall asleep. I guess the train was just rocking side to side because the tracks are old and not well maintained, and the train suspension is pretty worn out. Nader warned us not to put the tap water into our mouth, not even for brushing our teeth. Yeah, solid advice. Now, my morning routine on the sleeper train.
It's extremely hard to draw the eyeliner on the train, but somehow I still manage it.
Breakfast time. Wow, that's a lot of carbs. Now we've arrived in Aswan. Goodbye, sleeper train. Hopefully, I will never have to take you again for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, some of our group members had to take the train back to Cairo at the end of the Egypt trip. I feel so sorry for them. Once again, we didn't have to worry about our luggage. It was all taken care of. Our first stop today is Philae Temple, located on an island. We went there straight from Aswan train station in a van. We had to take a motorboat to reach the island. The locals never miss a chance to make a sale. He sold 2 pieces of jewelry. Now he can sit back and relax. To help us understand the history better, Nader put on a little drama, using us as the characters.
He sneezed twice. Another one. As a result, the earth and the sky was born.
Philae Temple is an ancient and a sacred site dedicated to the goddess Isis, the goddess of magic, motherhood, healing, and protection. It was originally on Philae Island, but after Aswan High Dam was built, it got flooded and had to be moved stone by stone to Antiochia Island to save it. This space was reported to be destroyed by the Christianity because they want to convert this temple into a Christian church. There were also actors dressed in traditional galabeyas waiting for tips. They're usually locals, and filming them isn't free. We had to pay 200 Egyptian pounds. But hey, that didn't stop me from sneaking in a few secret shots. Nader gave us plenty of warnings throughout the trip, like not to touch the cats in this temple because they carry viruses and diseases. But honestly, they were just too cute to resist. According to ancient Chinese legends, cats carry yin qi, so they like to stay in temples and graves, where spirits are said to be everywhere. After visiting Philae Temple, we finally checked into our Nile cruise. First, with no worries about our luggage, we were welcomed with a drink on the 3rd floor in the function room.
Thank you.
Then we were taken to our cabin on the 2nd floor. I'll give you a tour later. Almost immediately after, we headed down to the base floor for lunch. I have to say, after the sleeper train experience, I nearly cried when I saw our cabin and tasted the food. After lunch, it was shopping time again. Remember in episode 1 when we went to the papyrus painting shop? This time, we were taken to an essential oil shop. They also make unique essential oil diffusers, which are pretty cool. To get us interested, they took us to a comfy lounge where the manager introduced different oils while the staff rubbed them on our hands and arms. Oh, and we also got to try hibiscus tea, a little sour but super refreshing. Ian even got a free massage. Well, it worked. We ended up buying 4 bottles of the essential oil for $180. That's pretty insane, right? And I remember Ian said before we went into the shop, don't buy anything this time. Even though everyone else is buying something, we are not going to get anything. So here we are. I guess you couldn't say no after you decided to receive free massage. Nothing is free though. After dinner on the cruise, we went to explore the Aswan night market. Remember the Aswan train station? The market is right next to it. One reason we came here was to buy a galabeya for the galabeya party on the cruise.
Okay, so here I can tell if you would like to get this is a really good price. It's 350 Egyptian pounds.
The other reason was to soak in the local vibe and see how people live here. But honestly, most of the products weren't that special, kind of like Temu quality. Before we could get back to the cruise from the night market, a bunch of locals stopped us trying to sell souvenirs. At first, we didn't want to buy anything. The quality wasn't great. But then I saw their begging eyes, especially this elderly lady. And I turned to Ian. Should we just buy something to help him? So we ended up grabbing a few fridge magnets and 2 handbags for 150 Egyptian pounds. This was the moment I felt quite guilty and frustrated. Now I'll give you a cabin tour in my newly bought galabeya. After a nice, steady sleep, we woke up at 5 a.m. It's time to head to Abu Simbel. We had added this stop to our itinerary before the trip. The crews packed breakfast for us, and yet lots of carbs again. We also grabbed pillows because the drive to Abu Simbel takes 4 hours one way. All of us just slept in the van the whole way there. Wow! I knew it was big, but seeing it in person, it's huge! No footage can do it justice. It's massive and gives off such a powerful vibe. Now story time. Ramses II, one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs, loved himself a lot. So much that he built Abu Simbel with 4 giant statues of himself at the entrance. Every figure inside, also him. The frescoes tell stories of his greatest victory, him being a living god, and him receiving offerings like a god. He built a smaller temple for his queen to show love. Yet he married over 100 women. He lived into his 90s, and I saw his mummy at the National Museum in Cairo. We stayed in the Abu Simbel for 1.5 hours. Have you ever wondered what the public transport system is like in Egypt? See that van? Locals use these vans as public transport. There are no fixed routes, stops, or schedules. Drivers just pick up passengers randomly. Definitely not recommended for first-time tourists. Rushing back to the cruise before it departs to Ombo. The cruise arrived at Ombo at night, and so we got off and walked to the temple. And on the way there, the kids started following us again, trying to sell souvenirs. Their blank, emotionless face are truly heartbreaking. I kept wondering, do they have to hit a quarter just to eat? I hope not. As tourists, we've run into these kids everywhere. The thing is, if you give one kid money, other kids will swarm in. It was tough because you feel bad for them. But at the same time, it makes exploring Egypt so frustrating and sad and a little annoying. Well, let's get back to the temple. The night scene of the temple is absolutely stunning. This temple was built to worship the crocodile. Ancient Egyptians worshipped anything they believed was more powerful than them.
Can you see this lady breastfeeding? Then there is another lady giving birth. Can you see the upside down baby? What is this? The sponge.
Oh, sponge.
What is that?
Scissors. Oh, okay.
Cupping vessels, scalpels, hooks. There is a scale there, chainsaw up there.
Of course, crocodiles were made into mummies as well. Returning to the cruise at 7 p.m., we are having the Galabeya party. Today, we're spending the whole day on the cruise. First, let's get something to eat. There's a party tonight, but what should we do during the day? Maybe relaxing in our cabin? Oh, a bit boring? How about some fantasy?
Where am I?
I don't know.
Excuse me,
What's going on there?
India. India. Excuse me. Hello. Red. Okay, excuse me.
开这边好像。我觉得非洲哥们儿太不容易了，为了买点东西，这种方式比那儿偏北边上的人要多买好多东西哦。
Taiwan. Hello.
I admire Egyptians' business brains. Let's go down to the base level to have lunch. Wait, what? The cruise is about to go through the lock. Quick, let's go watch. That's indeed fantastic. Now it's afternoon tea time.
你还不敢上？
Shut it.
Let's sit back to enjoy the scene on the deck. The nighttime view from the cruise is stunning. Wait, the cruise has stopped. Can we explore the riverbank?
So we can see there are 3 cruises parking parallel to each other, and our cruise is this one.
Thank you.
So this is the first ship, and now we're gonna to go through this one and go into another one. So see how seamlessly they connect with each other. And down there it's river. Now this is the second cruise. And this is not our ship, and then we have to go all the way to our ship. See? There you go.
Thank you.
And here you go. So this is our ship. Now we are home. I'll see you later at the belly dance.
Remember in episode 1, when I mentioned how strong the tipping culture is in Egypt, these performers also rely on tips. What a day and night! Next up, days 7 to 10 in Egypt. Before we make our way to Jordan, each day was full of epic adventures and deep dives into history. So don't forget to subscribe and follow along.